Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Dakota, the place where we take those confusing corporate filings and, well, decode them. Today, we're diving into Adial Pharmaceuticals' recent proxy statement. Now, you might be thinking a proxy statement is just a bunch of legal mumbo-jumbo, but Adial's got some potential big changes coming, including a possible reverse stock split and a vote on whether to issue millions of new shares. Buckle up, this is going to be a crazy one. Before we start, if you appreciate getting straight insights from corporate documents, make sure you're subscribed. We also have a Discord community linked in the description below. So what's this proxy statement all about? It's basically Adial asking its shareholders for permission to do a few key things at their upcoming annual meeting. These things include electing directors, getting approval for potentially issuing a ton of stock, and even reorganizing their existing shares with a reverse stock, split something that looks suspicious. This document is to convince shareholders to vote yes on these proposals. First off, this is an amendment, meaning they already filed something and are now changing it, maybe because of pressure from shareholders, SEC, or a company leader realizing something might not be right. Let's break down the key proposals shareholders will be voting on at the annual meeting set for August 1, 2025. First, there's the standard stuff, electing 2 Class I directors. The board recommends voting for Kevin Schuyler and Tony Goodman. These are the guys they want to keep around for another 3 years. Next up is ratifying the appointment of CBIZ CPRs as their independent auditor. It's common practice, nothing too exciting here. Now things get interesting. They want approval to issue up to 6,736 shares of common stock upon exercising existing warrants. Basically, some investors have the right to buy a bunch of new shares, and Adial needs shareholder okay to make it happen. But wait, there's more. They also want to issue up to 19,425,000 shares related to another warrant exercise. That's a lot of potential new stock flooding the market, leading to a huge dilution and value destruction for current outstanding shares, which can also trigger a death spiral. Next on the agenda, a reverse stock split. This is where they combine existing shares to reduce the total number, thus increasing the price per share. Adial wants the option to do this at a ratio between 1-for-2 and 1-for-25. So 25 previous outstanding shares become 1 new share. This looks like Adial is getting ready to get delisted from Nasdaq. They also want authorization to increase the total number of authorized common shares from 50,000 to 100,000. This might be why they want to issue over 25 million new shares through warrant exercise. Finally, they're asking for the power to adjourn the meeting if they don't get enough votes on all these proposals. They'll do what it takes to turn you over and get the vote in their favor, and so they want the ability to delay and keep trying. Now let us scroll down to see some more interesting things. An important notice that you can get the proxy materials if you need them printed. And also that you may need to prove you are who you say you are at the annual shareholder meeting. It then goes on to explain what the process to vote, whether you are a record holder, you own the shares directly, versus a beneficial owner, you own the shares through a broker. Here's a key piece. If you own shares through a broker and don't give them instructions, they can't vote on some of these proposals. So your vote will only count if you actively tell them what to do. Kit then outlines a table of what's needed for voting. For proposal 1 on directors, the power goes to whomever gets the most votes. For nearly every other proposal, you will need to vote against if you don't agree with management. Let's scroll to the info about the directors that they want to re-elect. Now let's find something more insightful or suspicious. Tony Goodman, COO and director, has been in pharma for over 23 years. Also runs a biotech advisory firm, Keswick Group LLC. Something to keep in mind about potential conflicts there. Here you will find details about board committees like the audit, compensation, and nominating committees. This is extremely boring, so let's skip this section. Now we are getting interesting. Director compensation. Time to see how much these board members are getting paid before asking shareholders to give the treasury to company management. Alright, after some digging through this boring table with all of their salaries in cash, let's find something spicy. It looks like all of the directors have unexercised options with just over 19,000 each, and one director even owns over 5,700 shares. Let's scroll down to see if there's anything more going on here. Let's scroll past this basic corporate BS. More money for the directors. Here is a big list of more payments that have taken place. It seems Mr. Anderson made over $60,000. Now it is time to scroll through the audit committee report. All items have been reviewed and management is okay with previous audit and now recommends CBIZ as the auditor. Audit fees totaled over 200k, which is not bad at all. Nothing too interesting to check here. All the board and audit people believe CB is the best accounting team for Adial. Okay, let's skip ahead to look at what is under proposal number 3, W's warrants. Let's see how these work. It is giving holders the right to buy more stocks at a set price. They may be cash exercised in the market and will have the right to participate in dividend rights. This all pretty standard and is pretty much asking shareholders to reduce the value of what they currently own. If the shareholders don't approve proposal 3, Adial needs to hold meetings to push agenda again. But it may not go that way because of this statement said. Now, if stockholders want to continue on this road, they'll need to approve the proposal to get to warrant approval and issuance. Okay, let's hop to proposal number 4, almost double the value of the stocks proposed to exercise. The June offering includes the right to purchase additional shares. Again, and these types of agreements are suspicious. It notes all the same info about the warrants as before. So skip on down to the recommend and then the interesting data. Scroll recommends that you vote or otherwise. Correct. It appears it's almost verbatim. So let's check on proposal 5. Should the stock split? A reverse stock split plan would combine outstanding shares into fewer shares with the possibility of doing 25 previous outstanding shares for one current one. The primary goal is to increase the stock price, which makes it stay on the company. Here is Adial themselves knowing that split may not lead to higher market cap TWIO. If the world doesn't embrace the higher stock price that results from there being fewer shares, the stock price could still go down. They are now further adding that the reverse stock split could hurt or lower the stock price overall. The overall percentage owned will not be reduced for anyone if it takes place. So here is a big chart highlighting. 50,000 could becomes 50,000. The total outstanding will shrink considerably, and as shown here, this will all enable greater availability to make shares issuable under outstanding options. Then it ends that under Delaware law, that stockholders not entitled for dissenter's right or appraisal rights. With respect to split, let's rush over to look at proposal 6. They also want double the number of common stock to 100 million shares. This seems scary. And they might not even do this, so it just enables them to issue even more stock if wanted. They want it and management will vote for it given anything happened. And so we arrive at proposal 7. They already have their game plan mapped out here. They will solicit votes to allow them to make things go long. They obviously believe this power to be very important. Vinny Shaw joined the company November of last year. Let's see his previous experience. He was previously at another small cap company and Pricewaterhouse. Maybe he is the right man for Adial. We are at main thing executive table. So Kerry had comp of 976k and previous one was 801k. For a company to lose what we'll get to, but more stock for him, what a hero. Joseph made a whole lot less at 309k and Tony came in at 258k. The board wants to make the outstanding equity awards given here in fiscal 2024 for themselves. The board has adopted a clawback policy which allows us to recover performance, but it's very limited since the board needs to sign off on everything. And well, into Re the Big Boys contact, they try to hide time in the markets but want even more access and ability to do what they want. Mr. Kerry signed a 3-year contract for approximately 500k a year. Some FATA data, blah. Who even cares? Call that to say the directors feel their plans should be approved. Alright, that's your breakdown of Adial Pharmaceuticals' proxy statement. 2 huge stock dilutions, what seemed to be shady warrants being issued, and if I were a shareholder, I'd be selling as fast as I could. What's your take on what I just presented? Is Adial going to crash and burn? Drop your thought in the comments. If this analysis was valuable, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more deep dives. Don't forget to check out the Discord in the description. Thanks for watching, see you next time.